Suburban Sentinel here to talk a little bit of politics today. Now, I read a fair amount of prepping related material that's in print, watch a fair number of prepping videos, and one of the more prevalent themes or issues is martial law. When are we going to have martial law? Obama is going to declare martial law. The next time there's a big storm or some other disaster, we're going to have martial law. And it's martial law this and martial law that. Now, quite frankly, there is a lot of misinformation and hysteria out there. So let's take a closer look at martial law so we can think and act rationally. First of all, what is martial law? As it is commonly understood, martial law is a situation wherein a group of civilians or a territory that includes a significant civilian population is put under military control. That's simple. However, there is more than one type of martial law. And let's take a quick look at some of those. The first type is the militia authorized under Article 1, Section 8 of the U.S. Constitution, which allows the Congress to call up the militia to repel foreign invaders, to execute the laws of the United States, and suppress insurrections. Now, this requires congressional mandate, and it's not ordinarily the type of militia authorization we're used to hearing about, but it does exist. The second type of situation in which the militia is activated is when there is no functioning civilian authority. This most often happens in war zones. So if the civilian authority is dead, disbanded, or otherwise non-functional, the military is put in charge for the protection of the civilians. And this, of course, has been used throughout U.S. history. Not very often, but it has been used. So this second type is when there is no civilian authority. Finally, there's the situation in which the military comes in and usurps civilian government. That is, the military comes in and takes control despite the fact that there is an existing and functioning civil authority in place. This is distinguished from the second type, in which there is no civilian authority. In the third type, the military comes in and takes over. Note that it is not often easy to distinguish between the two, whether a government is functioning or not can require some sort of a judgment call. It's that third type of martial law situation, essentially where the military comes in and kicks out civilian government, that we worry about the most. Note, however, that nothing in American jurisprudence authorizes this type of action. It's not set forth in the Constitution, and in point of fact, in the Declaration of Independence, it mentions the abhorrence for this type of martial law to be enacted. So nothing in our law authorizes this. Now, that doesn't mean people haven't tried and won't try to get away with it in the future, but nothing in our jurisprudence allows this. Now, before you go filling up my inbox with angry rants about executive orders and Obama wrote this and that, I know all that crap. I've read all the NDAA stuff and the executive orders and all that. Now, just because some president writes an executive order doesn't mean it's valid. They can be challenged in court. It's not a situation wherein what the president says is automatically the law of the land. That's why we have 3 branches of government. I could declare myself the Sultan of New England. That doesn't make it so. And by the way, if I am appointed or self-directed, become the Sultan of New England, you can call me by my official title, Your Royal Ass Holiness. Don't get me wrong. I am in no way saying that everything is wine and roses with the federal government. I believe that the fools in power will do most anything to remain in power, including declaring martial law in contravention of the U.S. Constitution. However, as preppers, we are in the risk management business, and we owe it to ourselves to evaluate different risks fairly, logically, and rationally. In my opinion, many of the people running around with like a chicken with their heads cut off about martial law are ill-informed about the legal requirements and possible constitutional consequences of such a declaration. I also believe that many of the people out there trying to generate awareness of martial law are doing so for improper reasons. A lot of these folks have something they want to sell you. Just my opinion. So, thanks for watching. This is the Suburban Sentinel. Please thumbs up and subscribe if you like what you see. Questions and enlightening comments are always welcome. Prep and be safe, everybody.